Okay, so what's the best thing to do when it's 30 degrees outside with snow on the ground? Start an engine. Of course, why not? Just make sure the icicles are detached and everything's loose. This could go well. Gotta move this. Anything that needs lubed has been lubed, because I ran this last week, I think. So there's a nice bit of oil in the cylinder, so I can run it for a while without lubing that. I will turn it over a few times here just to scrape some of the snow out of the way. So you can see it's just above freezing. There's some here. So it's around 32, 34 degrees-ish. It's just starting to melt, but there's still lots left. Okay, so it's a 6 horsepower Rawleigh-Schryer made in Freeport, Illinois. We do not have the original carburetor for it, sadly. So we use this one. It has the butterfly taken out of the throttle, so it works properly for the hit and miss part. It's currently open right now. I'm going to close the drain here so I can fill it with gas here in a moment. We don't have a tank on it right now, so all I'll do is slowly fill it up with this funnel here. Don't seal very well, so it will dribble a little bit, but as long as I feel this, it should be good. But yep, everything else is oiled and free. This thing should start fairly easy, because it's a type engine it is. It should just need gas and it should start fairly simple. But that's what I'm going to find out. I need a mount for my camera. What's a good mount for a camera, huh? How about a block sitting in the snow? Just got to get the bottom attached here so I can grab it and move it. Got my coil, battery. Probably should have wore gloves. Okay, so we got the positive side, which runs through. I never really figured out why it has this here, though this ain't in focus very well for you. But there's literally just this that connects to both, when it should have been able to work just fine without that there. Take that off for now, because that's the ground. When my dad got this, this was stuck real bad. If I find it, I'll insert a picture. We have a picture of him back in the late 80s, early 90s, hammering the piston out of this. So he's out in the yard with a maul and a log in the cylinder, just smacking it to get the piston out. He did sleeve it, and I think it also has new rings. So new rings and a new sleeve. Has fair compression. So yeah, he's put a fair bit of time into it, getting it working properly. He also poured new babbits into it, which you can see when I open these. This side's full of babbit, this side's empty, because he poured it on this side. Then he drilled 2 holes into it to put oil into, because this has oil on the main bearings instead of grease, like most hit and miss engines do. The rod here, though, is grease. I'll get this turned over, get all the snow cleared out, and fill it with gas up to the brim till it comes out a little bit. Suck it, it should start. It should be able to run around 5 minutes off this little bit of the one carburetor bowl full, because it doesn't use very much, because it only fires about once every 30 seconds or less. Got the choke fully closed. Okay, so in theory, I'm trying to. suck in here. Okay, so we got probably a little too much fuel on that time. Make sure the governor's loose is a big thing here. Get a little bit of the snow out here so it don't fling anywhere. Oh, it's cold on bare hands. I wanted to do this because I never started one this big in this cold weather before. Should be kind of fun. That's the plan anyway. Look, I put this up. Okay, so I'd love it if it popped the first time. Nice. Sweet. Uh-oh. It's too cold. Latch out ain't moving. Ugh. Latch out arm didn't disengage. Oh, my hands are cold. Come on, latch out. Oh, come on. It's cold and stiff. I'm getting water splattered on the flywheel. Hopefully the lens ain't fogging up too bad for you. Will it work now? Come on. You can do it. Looks like it's working. It's not working. Come on, man. Work. Can't pick up this camera until I know it works. It just doesn't have enough oomph. If it don't work this time, I'm gonna have to try again and get that loosened up by removing it, getting runnier oil onto it. Just choked it a bit to help here. It's still slow. Hopefully it can still pick up though. Crossing my fingers. That was because of me. I didn't get it set back in properly. Work. Hopefully I got it put back in properly this time. Looks like it. Yes! Finally! Yeah. Got splattered by some dirty water. Finally! Sweet. How are you? I think it was originally used for cutting wood, so it was hooked up to a saw at some point in its life. Appears it's seen some pretty hard use. Another thing that was wrong with it when my dad got it is the head was cracked. He patched that up pretty smoothly. It runs really good. Once it warmed up, of course. It runs better when it's actually warm and the oil ain't thicker than I'll get out. Though the only thing I had trouble with was the latch out arm not working. I can show you that right here. And you can see it right there. It pops out. and it was too thick and it wasn't doing that like it was supposed to. And if you know how a hit and miss engine works, that's what lets it take in another charge of air and gas. And if it's stuck in, it holds the exhaust valve open and doesn't let it do another combustion cycle. You can see the rusty snow on the cam. It's running pretty good now. It's running a little fast compared to what it does when it's warm. It's carved itself a pathway. If you're wondering what that thunking noise is, you can probably hear it better down here. The chunking noise isn't slop. Well, it is slop, but it ain't slop that we can fix. It's the difference between the new rings and the old rings, because the old rings are real thick and the new ones are kind of skinny. So the thunking is those sliding back and forth in the slots. I'm not even going to dare stop this because the oil we have on that to keep it from rusting on the clutch is way too thick to stop. Try and slow it down here. Right about there, probably be plenty. Hopefully it disengages properly still. That's my main worry. Good sign. Slow it down some more then. Because in the summer you can go all the way past this and get it to the point that it barely goes. Not sure if that'll work here. Like, it would actually run off that in the summer. Well, for being 30 degrees outside, it didn't start too bad. Only problem I had is how thick oil we used on it, keeping this from working. It appears it's working pretty good now. It warmed up the head just barely enough to get that stuff to start melting. And you can see a little steam in here because it's so cold. I'll probably fuck up my lens real fast. Still got the original valves, I'm pretty sure, in it. Original muffler. Nice original. Oh, it does turn. With the engine a fair bit, but still smooth. Not too bad. You can just get that place there. Try and keep it in place since it's outside to keep this so it doesn't get water in it too bad. Because a few years ago it got stuck because it was out so long. Because it didn't run for a while. Now I've started starting it every year so it keeps it loose. Oh, it kicked that stuff on pretty good. Keep water out of the carburetor. Open that up. Great. And then I'll drain that out because I'm not going to run it that long. So that went well. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you didn't, why are you watching it? If you want to see more hint and miss related stuff, please subscribe. I'll be trying to post something engine related weekly. I'll do once in a while I do newer things, but I try to keep to the older side because that's more what I work on. My next project I'm planning for, well, it might be in a few weeks or a month or whatever, will be a 6 horsepower Sandow, which is right